Do you want to know one of the saddest realizations I recently had? Was that as a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship in today's day and age, who is not a conservative. A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has that want and desire to take care of you and to provide, who is not a conservative.
Welcome back, guys. Got another good video for you guys today. It's about a woman who has some delusional and impractical expectations in the dating marketplace. This was based back in 2023, but pretty relevant even today for a lot of the delusional expectations and laundry lists of what you'd expect a guy to provide in the dating marketplace. If you're new here, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. If you are returning, or also if you're new, just feel free to leave a like, leave a comment if you find it interesting. Yeah, and let's just dive right into the video.
Do you want to know one of the saddest realizations I recently had? Was that as a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship in today's day and age, who is not a conservative. A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has that want and desire to take care of you and to provide.
Okay. Okay. Let's unpack this so far. We're it's this is a very short clip. It's only a minute, but so her expectation is she's a liberal woman. She wants to be with a man who is also liberal, but at the same time have conservative values. So liberal and conservative, liberal, they're two different sides of the spectrum. And she's expecting a guy to have both of these somehow, likely 100% both of them, because if you have conservative values, it's very unlikely you're going to have liberal values. Like it doesn't compute. It's not realistic. It's very delusional. You're not going to find a man who wants to provide for you and take care of you and have kids and expect you to be part of the household, like basically the mother, the provider, being very feminine, being very submissive, all of those things. They're going to expect you to fill that traditional conservative role. They're not going to allow you to enjoy those liberal values. Like, I don't want to say they're going to like restrict you in a way, but at the same time, if you're very conservative, you're not going to be like, oh, I'm okay with my women dressing like a sloop, heading out, wearing high skirts, low cut tops, out going to the bars and stuff with the girls. A traditional conservative man is not going to allow that. If that's kind of the direction you're heading with this, um, and just it's going to be an expectation that you are more feminine. They're going to expect certain things out of you. You can't have your cake and eat it too in this type of a situation. So it's just that type of chivalry. Like it's funny because she's saying here, all these men out here wanting to split the bill on the first date. And I don't even want to say this is very interesting to me because it's not even just a conservative or liberal thing with men nowadays. Men have been very demonized over the years, from the society in general, from the liberal side, from the left leaning side of society, the way it's going. And it's gotten to the point to where not only are men demonized, but women are taking advantage of men in a lot of different ways. And one of the ways that has popped up on social media is that a lot of women will go out there expecting men to pay for these dates and then ghost them right after the date. And a lot of men are opening their eyes to this and they're like, I don't want to be a wallet that's taken advantage of with no expectations of a second date to get to know someone, because a lot of men, they look at it as this is an investment. I'm not going to pay a $100 dinner, a $200 dinner to go on a date with someone who is a first date that might not become a second date. I mean, let's be honest. On a first date, you're trying to get to know someone. You're not trying to spend as much money as possible. It should be, going and getting a coffee, going for a walk in the park, going and do something very simple. Like you don't need to drop $300 on a first date. That's just not realistic. It comes across as um, very shallow if that's your expectation of a first date with someone. So it's just interesting that she's like all these men out here wanting to split the bill on the first date, and it's like, well, even men who want to be providers, it's like even nowadays, some of those men are like kind of keeping their eye out and like they'll be like, okay, on the first few days, we'll see. We're gonna feel this girl out and see how shallow she is, and see if they're gonna, offer to pay, split the bill, and kind of see if they're gonna be taken advantage of because it's a serious thing that's happened over the years where they're just like, hey, you know, I just don't want to be taken advantage of by multiple women. I just want to, get to know someone and start a relationship. So I think that's going to be something that's going to continue to happen in society, especially as you see so much on social media about women trying to fleece men over on first dates. But I digress. Let's keep going to the video.
Who is not a conservative. And obviously, as a liberal woman, I do want to be respected for my independence. And I do want to have my own autonomy in the relationship and not be confined or conform to the traditional female homemaker
Childbearing role. Okay, she's saying FYI I can deal with a moderate, but a hard staunch Republican, I don't know if I could do it. So she now it's getting to the point where it's not just like left and right. She's also talking about, or not just, liberal and conservative values when it comes to relationships. She's even talking about um, politics. So that's the other thing with a lot of straight men is that a lot of them are not only conservative leaning compared to younger women. There's been polls that have been done that even men are more Republican than younger women. So it's like going in two different directions. A lot of younger women are becoming more Democrat and liberal, and a lot more younger men are becoming conservative and Republican. So it's just like realistically in the dating marketplace, if you're finding someone who's conservative and Republican, it's just like the odds are pretty high, I would say, more than 50% chance that that's what you're going to run into while dating people who are single. And then also on top of that, you have to keep in mind that um, even men who want that provider role, like even looking at myself, for instance, I would say that Shamim and I both believe in more conservative values as opposed to liberal values when it comes to the relationship. I don't want to get into the politics because I feel like Republican and Democrat is way different than talking about taking care of the family. But at the same time, we have to be logical and realistic. Even though I have a decent job, I could definitely take care of a family, but I feel like at that point it would just be surviving. And in the economy in the United States, it's almost like you need two people in the relationship working because if you want to get ahead in life and you want to actually get further, it's very difficult in this economy to have a normal 9 to 5 job and expect to get anywhere with it. So I feel like even if you do have the provider instinct, it's almost like you still have to um, expect that out of each other in terms of actually getting ahead. If that's what you want to do, I feel like it's just going to be expected for both people to work and provide in the relationship in different ways. And then even if you're both working, you might expect one to still be feminine, one to be masculine, and then make it work in the home. Like it's not like the woman has to do all of one thing or the man has to do all of one thing. It's like you just got to figure out what works best for your relationship. Like Shamim and I, for instance, it's easier for us both to, I don't want to say split everything, but that's pretty much what it is. Like there's a lot of things that we do together running the household, and it's like it's just we just do it. It's not like there's this expectation where it's like I expect you to do this, I expect you to do this, right down the middle, whatever. It's like we just make it work. And I feel like you sometimes, like this woman, you just have to lower your standards. You can't just expect um someone to have both of these different things. It's not realistic. You're expecting someone to be a provider, but you also want them to be a liberal who's gonna let you walk all over them. That's just not gonna be. You can't expect to have a very masculine man and then at the same time expect him to be not masculine. Because I mean, I don't mean to be rude to liberals, but at the same time, it's like a lot of liberals out there, they don't have that masculinity down, if I'm being honest with you, from what I've seen. So I mean, it just is what it is, right? So let's keep going. Let's keep it moving.
childbearing role. And most of the men that I've dated who do have that more natural provider masculinity about them are normally conservative. So I don't really know what to do because I don't want to compromise my morals and values just to find a man. But
She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to compromise her values for a man. And then up here, she's just asking, "Am I asking too much here to somewhat be equal, yet have a man provide and take care of me to some extent?" You're literally asking to be submissive. Like you want someone to provide. You want to be dependent, but at the same time, you want to be independent. Like make it make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. I think it's over here.
am I asking to have my cake and eat it too?
You were definitely asking to have your cake and eat it too. It's mind blowing that it's just this insane where the expectations are. It's not even just a double standard or hypocritical. It's just it's not realistic. It's not real. That's it's a fantasy. It's delusion. You can't have someone that is literally both of those things. They're two different sides of the spectrum. Anyways, let's see what people are saying in her comments on her video here. Let me slide over here. Okay. Let me bring it over to the center, make it easier to see. All right. Okay. Top comment. Easy fix. Lower your standards. Yep. Lower your expectations. Be more realistic. You're not going to find someone that does both things. It's just not realistic. All right. Enjoy your cats. Thanks, J. Michael. That's probably true. She's probably with the if you keep those standards up going up into your later years, it's like you need to lower your standards because the higher you make your standards, the more difficult it's going to be to find someone. If you don't want to be traditional, then find someone who's not traditional. Just accept the 50-50. Just accept it. Okay, I want a traditional man without being a traditional woman. I mean, yeah, you all of the benefits, none of the responsibilities. That's exactly what it is. So she wants the benefits of a traditional man that takes care of her, but she also wants the benefits of being independent, going out with her female friends, going to the clubs half naked or whatever, and just being independent woman. So it's like it just doesn't make sense. I mean, it makes sense to them. They want to have all the benefits, none of the responsibilities, just like the person says. Okay. So wants the perks, but not the responsibilities, or all the comments, or they're just hitting the nail on the head with this girl here. I want to be independent. Proceeds to describe her desire for dependency. Yep, that's it. I want a liberal man who acts like a conservative one. Eric, yeah. All right. Maybe stop looking at people based on political party and look at them as people. The guy you describe, any normal guy, regardless of political views. I mean, it's kind of tough just because it's like if they have certain values and they have certain expectations in the relationship, I mean, it is what it is. At that point, it's like you got to choose a lane in a way. You're not going to find someone who does everything. Wow, why aren't men jumping at this opportunity? Protect and provide for an independent woman who won't reciprocate sounds ideal. And that's true. She wants all of the benefits like this guy's saying and none of the work. So she's going to expect a man to be traditional, but herself, she's not going to be traditional. She's not going to be a homemaker. She's not going to take care of the kids. She's going to go out and do whatever she wants with other women and maybe even other guys. It's like it just doesn't make sense. If you want those values, then that's what you're going to get. You have to pick one or the other. You can't have them both. All I heard was wah. I want to get paid, but I don't want to work. Yep. We're just ATMs. LOL. In other words, please meet my expectations, but just don't have any expectations for me. Only came here for the comments. It's true. It's pretty funny to be honest, but what else can you really say about this? I feel like there's not it's just another woman who's delusional who has these expectations, and we'll probably see the same girl. It's been 2 years now. We'll probably see her in 10 more years saying, "Where are all the good men at? I've even lowered my expectations and I can't find anyone." Well, bro, you waited 10 years to find someone. You're not going to find a guy, a unicorn that doesn't exist. You have to be realistic with their expectations. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Keep it light, keep it fresh, keep it fun. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.